Welcome to Onivia Highlights. These are the best highlights from the LEC Spring 2025.
Everything up in the air. Fnatic currently 4-2, G2 3-2. Teams haven't played the same amount of series. We'll see who comes out on top. But Razork setting up for a first gank here. Mickey Q flash forward, looking to lock up for Blob. 1-2, stacks 3 and 4. That's the Q flash we were talking about. Champ select LeBron gonna get taken out here. One tower shot comes through. Razork stunned up. Good damage back. Nice response from Hansama. Can they pursue another kill? The dive won't be there for the side of Fnatic. Upset walking away, an intense Fnatic have they overstayed their welcome. No information on where Skewmond is. Bit of poke onto Upset. They need to get the hell out. LeBron hungry for a play. Nice little knockback. Mickey looking for the lockup. He's not even able to get to the back powder of the wall. A flash over. He's stunned again. Dashes back to Upset. Still living for an extra moment. Skewmond Q flash forward. Upset pushed back as well. And Fnatic's bottom lane. The initial play so good. It turns into a 1-for-1. And now punt.
You do need to TP down here as Broken Blade, but there's a lot of members of Fnatic now on the way.
Double TP. Full committal. Broken Blade, you came to the wrong part of town, buddy. The question is, can he live this? 4 stacks, stunned, knocked back there, punted into the wall. All out is Oscar in it. He can't cancel that one anymore. They're walking away, and the tower's gonna finish the job. BB still manages to get one. In the meantime, Caps focusing down the mid lane tower. Fnatic just over-forcing.
How do you get a kill back in a 1v4? That should have been an easy shutdown for Fnatic, and it looked like Broken Blade was just gonna be bopped all over the place, but instead, they managed to get a kill. They're getting the plates mid, they're getting the waves top. Like, this is a pretty sizable pickup for Broken Blade and what should have been a disastrous moment for him.
And this is just the name of the game for G2. Fnatic, the ones consistently making these aggressive plays, trying to find the angle level 6 to level 6. LeBron here as well, Caps off to the side. They're in trouble now. Oscar has found the flank, but he doesn't have the ulti, trying to chase down Hansama. 1, and now 2 taken down. Mickey running, burning, ticking. Caps grabbing that one. Hans getting a kill as well. It just looks effortless. Again, Fnatic fumbled the first few plays. This is very bad. This is bad for normal reasons, and it's also bad because you're playing against a comp with so much poke, with so much reach. You do not want to give them first setup. We know what Maokai looks like when he gets to ult, when you have to walk into him, and he looks broken as Oscarinin finding out first ban that there's not really a good way out of this one.
He doesn't have flash.
Nope, he's dead. Ooh, the minions extending that range. The footwork keeping him safe. Flash, Q, into the E, and auto to finish the job.
Yeah, this is not working. Like, look for the Weaver's Wall to separate G2, and maybe you can isolate someone to finish them off, but it's still going to be very difficult, especially as you see G2 are just constantly shifting around the map, now moving towards topside to punish Oscarinin again. His flash just about to come up, but Broken Blade being visited on the bottom side at the same point.
If at first you don't succeed, try again. Third play on the bottom side for Fnatic. Oscar, still Cassante. It'll be very squishy when he goes all out. Pathmaker going to be the big cooldown. Waiting for a long time. He's going to get deleted before he can even use it. He just dies. Am I missing something? Does the W key not work?
Well, the name of the top it, unfortunately, which means that then the all out doesn't come through. Broken Blade now moving to the mid lane as well. He's going to be able to cover this. A completely abandoned spot side, so there's no hope of a trade for Fnatic. And it'll be the first tower going over to G2.
And this is an incredibly dominant performance. The good news is Humanoid is getting something back, but what I thought coming into the day, what we heard from the desk is probably going to be a Fnatic favored matchup, is an absolute slaughter in favor of G2 thus far. They hit double feats. They're going to have the boots empowered. Almost a 4K gold lead, picking up the next spawn of grubs. Despite not having the best control of lanes, we'll at least get one taken away to get the might spawn.
Still though, I mean, if G2 can get 5 of them here, they're going to be pretty happy with that, especially as we said, like, their split push is kind of obscene with Jackson Chase, so I don't really know how you're going to try and answer for this in a lot of situations as Fnatic. Yes, you've got...
And in the jungle, but topside, Oscarinin just working with bits and pieces. Upset still doesn't even have that Trinity Force. G2 going to grab their first Drake of the game. Humanoid trying to make a play. Weaver's wall down. Hansama isolated. We'll get the ulti off. Flashing off to the side, and now it's Humanoid in trouble. Patience on the flash. Key from Hansama. Stepping up. The Dragon will fall. Just the 1 kill, but again, what is the opposite of King Midas? What is the opposite of whatever you touch turns to gold, Rob? Every play Fnatic have started, has put them further behind.
Yeah, it is. Look, I respect it from Humanoid because that was kind of what we're saying. Like, Fnatic kind of need to make some sort of play like that.
Right. Flash response, cleanse as well. Upset trying to get out. Flash. That's a lot of flashes. They're trying to save the day. Upset running, getting away, but he's going to burn down in the end. Razork now needs to get the hell out as well because there's a TP on the way in. But Lebrov, Skewmon going to back away.
Yeah, it's still not going well for Fnatic. Yeah. Upset getting caught there. Again, it's just G2 so quickly, immediately jumping on mid lane. And then Upset pushing up, thinking G2 would have shifted off into different directions of the map, but everyone on G2 going for him there.
And meanwhile, in the picture-in-picture, you can see Oscar Rennet going all out versus Broken Blade, and Broken Blade more than happy to just walk away. Q3 ready to go. Mickey on the chase, flashing out. Just another quick hop away from Broken Blade. A few more seconds. Doesn't quite have a trinket, but he just won't, which is crazy. Approaching your third item before you even stack the tier is a sight we infrequently see. And look, normally in this game, like, gold can be misleading, right? A lot of times it's really just about item completions, more often than not, and control on the map. But Fnatic are very far behind in terms of item completions. So even though you could maybe argue a little bit of difference here and there, hey, mid lane's
what if
not
we
too
dive
bad.
Broken Blade for the third time?
The first you don't succeed, try again. Hansama one-shots Razork before the fight even starts. Acme early game, striking again. Not a threat at all! They're hitting the tower in his face! And there's nothing he can do!
Yeah, he's kind of getting hit on the splashback as well, because that is, like, his health bar is just immediately gone. Iceborne Gauntlet is nothing against the amount of damage that G2 have right now. There's the Rift Tower we were talking about. I think it was more of like a celebration.
Not a start of a comeback, it's the beginning of an idea of a comeback.
But the thing is, you have to steal it and win the ensuing fight so you can get the flowers. It's kind of the change with Adacon is that, like, just stealing it never really feels
but here's the play. Humanoid trying to kick things off. Stopping the dashes, lockup is there. Mickey X blocking as much as he can. Oscar Rennet coming in, trying to peel, but Caps and Broken Blade are off to the side. Eyes on the counter-strike, flash in, 3-man from Broken Blade. Lockup from Razork is there, but they just don't have the damage at this point in the game. G2 simply too far ahead. 2-man flick going in, Upset, good damage from the ulti. All members of Fnatic standing, but with blinking health bars. G2 still in control of the river, setting their sight.
Just barely be out of reach, but they will still go down for the Adacon.
Take their time with it. You know, Humanoid's going to hurt a bit, but he hasn't been in range, and if he burns his combo on you, I think you win the fight.
Well, we've seen it a lot, like even, oh, hang on.
Humanoid again, looking for the angle. Lebrov walking in menacingly. No real follow from G2. Lebrov likely to fall here. Unbreakable fading away now. Follow up there. Pick back. Nice little something to give some hope to the side of Fnatic, but it is still it seems to be the name of the game, despite the gold lead that they have. I think you're right. They could go for more aggressive plays. They see the Unbreakable gone. Maybe that's a cue for them to go in, but respect to Humanoid's potential damage as he once again looks to set up a wall. That's the engage, kicking things off. Razork manages to find his target, but it's only the Ezreal ult to follow. Now the Vi deleted. The Maokai ult beautifully splits up the fight. All of Fnatic taken out. 3 members retreating now. Mid-jungle gone, and again, Fnatic try to find the proactive play, but G2 more than happy to just punish.
And G2 now moving over to
that bread is covered in butter.
They have some extra in the fridge as well. They've got some for the popcorn. It's everywhere.
There's so much butter. And even Upset, struggling to do much in these fights. You can see he's playing Vampire Survivors. He needs his own little bullet hell, just trying to dodge all the random projectiles going at him while also dealing damage. G2, I mean, good discipline. Good punishes in the early game. I think draft overall feels so much simpler to execute, but they did such a great job just punishing Fnatic on all 3 or 4 of those early plays and then making just better plays of their own.
Yeah, I think it's the, as you say, the rotations from G2, which has kind of been, for me, the most impressive part of their game.
Razork started the fight. Hansama finds an initial bit of lockdown. Double knock up onto Hans. Maybe finally they can get that kill in the midst of the fight. The shutdown is there. Hans taking the equation. Caps completely untouched on the side, and now it's Mickey who will fall. Oscar in Q3 ready to go. Manages to clip Caps. Maybe enough damage as he finally goes all out, dashing through Caps. Ready to go back in. Q3 gonna go, but the Xander just doesn't have the damage. Broken Blade still standing. Flashes forward, but will not get the stun. Humanoid retreating. Fnatic. Not a great fight, but they're not out of it yet.
You're going to have the TP coming back in from both solo laners on G2, though. Caps moving down to the tri-brush on the bottom side. G2 looks like they want to try and commit for more here.
Zoned away by the TP of Caps, or Broken Blade, excuse me. Looking for the flick and will not find it. That'll be Soul to the side of G2. Finally, we see what Fnatic were looking for there. Combo, layered.
Sending Humanoid away from Caps as he was that low.
Also ults him out of the flick back from Humanoid. And if he just had another half an item, if he wasn't quite so far behind, probably would have been able to finish that kill onto Caps. The Cassante burst damage and all out is still incredible. Wall used to clear at least this way, but the tower still falls. G2 continuing to walk up. And again, I think the threat of 2 towers is really the gotten back. Just feel meaningless in the face of the lead that G2 have amassed. Razork on the flank. But I think every single member on this lineup just too powerful. The fight will start anyway. Broken Blade zoning off. Now looks like he might just get locked up. Tower down. Humanoid coming in off to the side, but they just instantly turn their attention back. Caps, good damage. LeBron there as well. Finds the stun. Flick back. Razork now down. Hound Samba still standing. All the health bars remaining on the side of Fnatic are blinking, and they're about to be deleted. Oscarinen goes all out, but he's all out of options. He's all out of base. He's all out of teammates. And G2 gonna make quick work of this game 1.
32 minutes, but it was a domination from minute 2 for G2 as they look towards taking the Nexus turrets.
It was a slaughter. Fnatic thought they had some angles on some early plays. They fumbled it. And at that moment, G2 never gave them away back into the game. Dominance from G2 in game 1. Even as they take their time on the fountain time. What a way to kick things.